that. We had a brief number of technical difficulties, and because of that, some of the game was unretrievable. In addition, right now, however, we have come in at a decent enough point. It's 5-5 with Better Nerf Aurelia in the lead with 27.7 against 26.3 over a 1.5k lead, gold lead, or almost 1.5k gold lead. Right now, we have our Zed is currently 3-2 over the 2-2-2 Victor. He managed to do a fair bit of work. Sorry once more. We had a brief number of technical difficulties, as stated, and it all made the stream muddled. It just made for just a terrible experience all around because of that. And so that's my problem. That's my fault, really. And so because of that, I apologize greatly. So, this does not mean, however, we will stop. So, with no further ado, let us go once more. Taking the state of the game right now, it looks like, there's Shyvana with a super buff going hard onto Shen. Shen not quite being able to do everything, however, but managing to stop the aggression just a little bit. Zed taking a lot of damage from the Victor, but it's still not quite a bunch of damage, as much damage as Zed can do himself. Then what we're going to do is kill that route, actually. Yeah, one moment. Right now, however, it needs to be said, Vayne is 173 CS up over Ezreal. Ezreal has died twice. Vayne has only died once. Because of this, there's a good Jax flash onto the Victor. That will be a big Victor Q. However, there's a lot of damage. Great ultimate from the Zed will manage to make it so that Shen manages to get out of the situation. However, there's Shen going in stupidly enough in order to try to figure out how he could actually do it. Great shadow play from Zed will manage to give him the win. I never quite realized how difficult it would be to have a Shen and a Zed in the same game. They have the same number of syllables, and it is really hard. Will not lie to you. Stated before, however, Vayne managed to take the turret, however, and there's Bar doing what he can in order to make the situation at least a little bit more tenable for the rest of his team. Vayne currently in the bottom lane with 182 farm to Ezreal's 130. Ezreal does not have many items at this point. He doesn't have what is considered the blue Ezreal build, where you just build a bunch of blue items, you get a bunch of CC, and you are pretty much golden for the rest of the game. Right now, however, Zed with Duskblade of Drakthar and the early Hex Drinker, he didn't evolve it into Maw Malmortius. That would just be superfluous, honestly. There's a lot of damage right there. There's a lot of resistances, and he only buys Hex Drinker for the resistances against Victor. He's not buying Maw Malmortius for its item cost, at least not yet. Drakthar being built, Jinsu's and Devour, however, also built onto Jax. That is a massive amount of damage that he's able to do on command. I mean, even then, we saw him do all of that damage at the very beginning when he managed to just dumpster onto Jax and to Victor. Now, many of you may be asking yourself, why would such a thing exist? How can a certain champion be able to do just so much damage at this point with only 2 items? Well, I would answer that if I had the answer to that. So, sorry. Nonetheless, we must live on with our scenarios right now. Massive team fight going on in the mid lane. Janna ultimate will do quite a bit to make sure that the situation goes the way that it needs to go. Jax doing what he could, but doing what he could just was not good enough at that point, considering the fact that it was just a massive shootout in favor of Team 1. Right now, however, it's still 1.5k gold lead in favor of Better Nerf Aurelia. And in all honesty, they do have the play on their side. They have the money advantage. They have Shyvana, who's in a good spot, and they have Jax, who's also in a good spot, and who's starting to build his Sterak's gauge, making it so that if he gets hit, he will not die. The problem that Team 1 faces at this moment, even though I still believe that they objectively pick ban better, right now Shyvana may be looking that a Hecarim gank and a Janna follow-up is in her future right now. It's not looking good, however, for a great amount of CC going out from him. There's the CC cloud from the Janna with a flash from Shyvana being required in order to get away from the fear charge from Hecarim. Very well played on both sides, in all honesty. However, Hecarim Victor in the middle of everywhere. Zed trying to do what he can in order to do what he can. There's Bard having to flash away because that's a lot of damage. There's a lot of stuff going around. Bard in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Ezreal makes him pay for it right there. True Shot Barrage from Ezreal will go out. Managed to miss Zed by only that much. But right now it looks like Team 1, who were in the loss, who were very much in the loss, are going to take this turret. There's a good flash from Shen going out early. There will be the Zed ultimate onto Shen.